Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie,
Hello.
how's it going?
Oh, it's going well. Uh, Basking in the big win. I told you guys I was going to the Mountain West uh, Conference Championship with Boise State and
Yes.
UNLV, and yeah, Boise won. It was a fantastic game. It was 26 degrees, so we almost froze to
Uh,
death. But
Yikes.
at one point, Mars had to take my shoes off because I mean we were just packed in there like sardines. There's no way I could do it. Take my shoes off and put foot warmer things in my shoes. She's a trooper. It was so cold. It was so freaking cold. But it was
Oh,
awesome. The funniest thing happened during the game, though. And I knew you guys would appreciate this. I almost pulled a video to just show you, but then I decided to not drag this girl that hard because the whole internet's already dragging her. But
oh dear.
so, you know how if you've ever been to like an NFL game or a college game, they take a million commercial breaks, like literally a million. And in those times they have different like competitions or activities or things to like keep the crowd engaged, right? Well, Boise State has a dog. They have a black lab that fetches the tea, like during kickoff and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they do at some point during the game, they'll pick a
Yeah,
fan
that's
out of the
good.
crowd and they'll give them an opportunity to race the dog for a prize. And so them and the dog have to run down to a certain spot, pick up a tea, and turn around and run back with it. And usually, the dog actually usually gets a little sidetracked and loses. That's what I've seen in the
Oh wow.
past.
Hmm.
Last time we saw this, the guy, it was a man that she raced, and he was a Boise State fan, and that kid was booking it. He beat her by a mile, but she dropped the tee twice, and like she had trouble. But anyway, so this time, it was a girl that is a UNLV fan, and you guys, so they both run down to the spot and grab the tee, and they're at this point they're kind of neck and neck. And the dog grabs the tee and starts to run. She drops it. She comes back. She gets it. The girl grabs the tee, turns to run, falls flat on her face, absolutely eats shit, just face plants right on the blue turf. And
Oh.
there's 37,000 people in the audience watching this and just roaring with laughter. It was awful. So she jumps up and does it again.
Oh no.
Which,
I hope
listen,
she's a super good sport and could just laugh about it, like,
I that would have been straight to the nursing home for me. But she got up and kept going. She lost by a mile. But anyway, it was so funny. And Mars said, "Oh no, that's going to be all over the internet. She'll never live this down." And sure enough, I've seen it on TikTok and X now.
oh. Well, we're just laughing with you, honey. That's all.
Oh
We're
my
laughing with you.
gosh. It was so terrible. But man, was it funny. Anyway, but yes, it was super fun. So good stuff. Yeah, she's not a quitter. She kept
Right?
going, and she only fell twice, not three times. So we'll give her that.
And did she get up and then finish after she fell?
She did. Yeah,
Well, good for her. See?
she did. Yeah, she lost by a lot, but yes, she at least finished. She at least saw it through. But oh my
I
honey.
would also have lost by a lot
Oh
and
dear. When she
probably
fell the
fell
first
at
time, it was.
least two times.
Oh yeah. Well, when she fell the first time, it was funny. When she fell by the second time, oh good lord,
Oh, man.
it was
I
so
mean, all
bad.
bets are off now.
All bets, yes. But yeah, the game
Oh,
was
that.
super, super fun. Oh, I also had one quick report. We're updating you on the Advent calendar from hell that we started talking about last week. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
two more offerings. The first is this little pair of earrings. They're little leaves. This is
Oh,
actually
yeah.
kind of cute. I could see myself wearing these. And
Does
the
that
book,
have any correlation with the book, though?
it does. I mean, the books are
Oh,
about elves, or about fairies, sorry, about fairies. And so I think the leaf motif really
fairies
fits.
live in
Yeah,
leaves? Sure, sure.
yeah, sure. Now, yesterday morning was day 8. So this is this little hair clip right here. And so I what do you do with this? I mean, I think I'm just going to drop it in the mail and send it straight to the Maricopa County Jail for Lori's Shih Tzu hairdo. Don't you think it's
I think you
perfect? I mean,
should. That is
this
the
is
tiniest
this is
hair
who that
clip.
will fit right there. Yep, just that
That
little
is,
Shih Tzu clip. Yeah.
I think so, yes.
Yep. So there you go. That's
She'll
it.
she'll wear it while she's defending herself in court. We
Hmm.
should talk about that because we actually have not talked about that yet, but we will here in just a minute.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what I've got. The cheer did clear when she cheer when she the crowd did cheer when she finished. Yes. Yeah.
Good, good, good.
Hmm.
I genuinely hope she can just let it be funny.
Oh,
I
me
would have
too.
just laughed so hard I wouldn't have been able to finish the damn race. I would have fallen down 3 more times because I was laughing.
You, ma'am, would have defiled the blue turf. You know it's true.
That is
Mm-hmm.
true. I would have
Mm-hmm.
100% peed my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So would you.
Oh, oh. Without question. Without any question at all. Yes.
Most definitely, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's still pretty funny. Um, we're having quite a funny spell check autocorrect situation in the chat. Jonna keeps trying to respond to Leanne, but her autocorrect keeps saying Luann
Oh
because
no, over and over.
Leanne said, uh, where'd it go? Oh, Leanne said, my European ass thought 26 degrees, that's warm for December.
Oh,
Oh, Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit, yeah. Fahrenheit is
Fahrenheit.
cold as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, Leanne also says, no worries, I only know of the existence of the name Luann from autocorrect of people online. This is a common problem, as I can see. That
Oh
is
my goodness.
hilarious.
Oh,
Hey, Danielle, sure. Go message us, send us an email. There's an
oh
email
yeah,
connected to our podcast. Email us.
for sure.
Danielle says, me and a friend are starting a work-related podcast. We'd love to get some tips. Absolutely. Yeah, send us an email. We'd be happy to.
Hmm.
Oh, yes, do you like my glass? This is my cut crystal whiskey glass I got last year.
It's very pretty.
May I tell you a quick story about eggnog? I
Okay.
only like eggnog if it's the liquor kind of eggnog. I do not like eggnog like the real stuff. But I heard today that Screwball whiskey that makes the peanut butter whiskey has an eggnog. And I, being a whiskey fan,
Hmm.
I would like to own that, please. You know, living in this dumbass state is so frustrating. So I go in the liquor store and I say, hey, do you guys have that Screwball eggnog? And they're like, no, we sold out of it. And I'm like, okay, I know how it works here. They can look it up and see if any other liquor store in the area has it, right?
Yeah.
They're telling me like, oh, they got it in salmon and chalice, and I'm like,
You're not
shit.
driving 3 hours
They're
for
like, to
it.
be perfectly honest, we only got one case because
Oh.
I was so mad. So they sold me something else called White Christmas, which is a rum and brandy mix, and then I went and bought the real. I bought actual eggnog and mixed her up, and that's what I'm drinking, and it's
Is
pretty
it good?
good.
Well, good.
Hmm.
Liquor stores in Idaho are so hard because they're all controlled by the state. They're mostly state owned, and we just do not get what you guys get in other states at all.
No, we don't. And then they get one case of something that's really popular and brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Yeah.
pissed about that.
Well, boo on them.
Yeah. Several people have said that they are loving their songs that they ordered from us.
Okay, we have
I'm
had
so
a
glad to hear that.
blast today
Hmm.
making you
We've
guys'
been making
songs.
songs.
So if
It's
you
been
don't know
really
what we're
fun.
talking about, over on Buy Me a Coffee, you can hire us to write you a song about anything. But some people are giving them for Christmas. Some people are just bringing them to their family Christmas party, or just a song for themselves for fun. Doesn't matter. A couple of you, however, we have messaged or emailed because we needed more info and haven't heard back from. So if you haven't heard from us, make sure you check your stuff because we've probably contacted you. But this has been a blast. We have written love songs. We have written an absolutely hilarious song about a cute little town in South Carolina that does something amazing with a toilet for Christmas. And
Right? I had no idea.
hmm
No idea about that.
yeah, and all kinds of fun things. So, a ballad about a grandma that was really, really sweet. We are having a blast. So, if you want to,
Yeah.
if you
An
want to,
engagement, a wedding that's happening in January.
yes.
And then also someone who wanted to tease their brother because they live in cold Idaho Falls, right where I
Hmm.
live, and they live in nice, warm southern Utah, and they think it's pretty funny that they don't have to deal with the cold and the snow. So
Hmm. He's here freezing his ass off. So, yeah,
yeah,
definitely if you're interested, go to truecrimesquad.com and click on the Buy Me a Coffee link, and you can find it there in shop.
yes. I'm also putting it in the chat, and it will be in the show notes as well because I know Buy Me a Coffee is great, but they are also kind of a pain in the ass, and so
Hmm.
their messaging doesn't work very good. Do we set the songs to tunes we know? No,
No.
we can't do that. But you can pick your genre and kind of style that you want,
Hmm.
and that we can accommodate.
Yeah.
We've been having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, we
So,
have. We have laughed our heads off today and just really, really enjoyed the song stuff. So yeah,
mhm.
give us a buzz if you want that. That's fun.
Yes, it is. One last thing. Over at fidgetwhimsy.com, my 3D printed toy store. Here's a Here's a great little Bigfoot to share with
He's
you.
so
I have a
cute.
sale. All of you get to use a sale link that's good for the rest of the month. It is DEC24, like December 24.
Hmm.
It gets you 15% off the whole store, and that's good all the way through December. So I'll put that in the show notes as well. But I just wanted to let you know because I have so much fun stuff over there for gifts, for
Hmm.
friend gifts, kid gifts, coworker gifts. Lots of people are. My sister Kara has a whole office of people
Hmm.
buying stuff from me to put on their desks at work.
It's becoming a
So
fad.
it is,
Yes.
yeah, it's becoming quite a thing. So
Hmm.
anyway, so much fun stuff over there. So I just wanted to give you a little discount. So check that
Wonderful.
out, and that'll be in the show notes as well. So now, what we must discuss
Is
is that
the
Lori
must see
Vallow,
TV coming up? Yep.
yeah, Lori Vallow has been deemed competent, as we know, and has been given the go ahead to go pro se and defend herself in her trials.
Hmm.
Two, both two trials. First will
Two
be Charles.
trials.
Second will be the attempted murder on Brandon Boudreaux.
Hmm.
So, friends, this is coming up. Is starting on March 31st. Is when jury selection begins for the Charles Vallow trial.
Hmm.
I want you to be able to clear your calendars now
Hmm.
because this is going to be the biggest hot mess trial to ever occur on the planet of Earth.
You thought Darrell Brooks being pro se was interesting. You've seen nothing yet.
You thought uh,
Sarah Boone.
Sarah Boone, Robert Tellis,
Well, he
we ain't
wasn't pro
seen
se.
nothing
He
yet.
just thought he was. Well, he tried to be actually. He did. Yeah. Oh, Christine's gonna try and go in person. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be something. So
Oh my
the
gosh,
biggest
I
question is,
cannot.
will she call Jesus as a witness?
Right.
We don't know. What will happen when Kay is on the stand?
Yes.
When
What will
her
happen
son
when?
Colby is on the stand?
Right.
I haven't heard if it's going to be live streamed yet, but I'm going to assume that it is.
It will. This court live streams everything.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't
they've
think
been
there's any question
really
about that.
well, and Lori's attorneys in the past have tried to uh, eliminate that, and the judges have been like, it's the law. Like, the
Hmm.
public has the right to see it. Well, that's
Yeah.
what's up. Yeah.
They really
I'm going
don't
to
have any qualms about
assume,
it at all.
yeah, I'm going to assume this will be coming to us courtesy of Fox News 10 and Justin Lum, which
Yep. Yeah.
that's who
Me
has
too.
been so far. So, yep,
Yep.
yep.
Right? I mean, what is she going to say? How many times is she going to get in trouble for saying, but Jesus knows me? And there were no murders here. I mean, we can't have a drinking game because we would all be dead.
Hmm.
Like, it's. it's going to be, I don't even know, you know?
But beyond that, who's the prosecutor going to call? Who's the prosecutor going to call? Because
Hmm.
Lori going to call any witnesses? Maybe, but she doesn't have to. I mean,
But is
mostly
she
this
going
we're
to
going to see
testify
her on
herself?
cross.
100%.
So for her to testify herself, she can't do a narrative,
Right.
apparently in Arizona, and so she will have to give her questions to someone else to read to her.
Yeah.
Also, she is the judge did make her public defender stay on as to help to answer questions or
Right. Yeah.
whatnot
She
as
has to
a
have like support
yeah
attorneys
yeah
to help her file things and stuff. But I mean, you
hmm
guys, it's her dream come true. She's
hmm
going to get to tell the whole world the real story.
hmm
That
advisory council. Thank you, Janet. Yeah.
as she said to Colby, nobody really knows the real story.
hmm
I bet we're gonna. Yeah.
Yep. This is gonna be a something. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the very best way to be convicted of absolutely everything.
hmm
Ask Daryl Brooks. He got 1,000 years in prison. 1,000 years in
1,000
prison,
years.
which he, when for what he did,
But
100% deserved.
he could
But
have
I
had a million
mean,
years in prison. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, insane.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to be seeing some. I don't know what we're going to be seeing, but it's going to be interesting.
hmm Well, I mean, this will start immediately. I mean, they have a hearing scheduled, I believe, in February, a status conference, and Lori will be
Yep,
at the reins. So
she will.
she said that she's been studying the law for the last 5 years that she has been in jail and then prison, and that she helped out in her some of her family court. Remember, Lori's been in court a lot over the years, so she said she's helped out with those as well. So she feels like she knows what's up. Yeah.
That is wild. Yeah,
hmm
and somebody said that Kay has made a statement that she's ready to go toe to toe with her, which I
Oh
think
yeah,
is interesting.
Kay can handle
Um,
herself. Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, the thing is, we know exactly what evidence is going to come in. We've
Do we
already
though?
seen it.
I think there's more that we haven't seen.
And maybe
That's
there isn't, but there's a lot we know.
yeah.
In her Idaho trial, a lot of this stuff was brought in.
hmm Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
hmm
All right, Christine, who needs law school? Who needs law school? Just get in trouble a lot, and it'll be the same as law school, right?
That's right. Oh, good lord. It's going to be something. We'll see how long this lasts. I mean, at this
Yeah,
point, there's no reason for the judge to do anything different, or it would be a violation of her rights, but we'll see what happens.
it's and yes, Leanne, like literally 1,000 years. Yes,
Uh-huh.
Daryl Brooks got 1,000 years in prison, but he killed several people and seriously injured many more um, in an attack at a Christmas parade
Yeah.
because he's a terrible, terrible person.
hmm
Um, but I mean, it did not help at all that he defended himself and was absolutely unhinged. Yes,
hmm
Ted Bundy also represented himself. That is true.
And that went super well
Oh,
for him, also. Yes.
yeah, so good. Yeah, yeah, that went so well for him that he's already been executed. So,
hmm
you know, I don't know. I don't know. I
Well, following
At
the
this
old
point, the
adage,
judge doesn't have any choice, I guess.
yep, following her, the old adage, whoever represents themselves, their client is a fool. Well, I
Yes.
think we
I
all know
mean,
enough about Lori by now to know that that is 100% true.
100% true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still a little speechless about the whole thing and curious if she's going to be able to keep it together and act sane. You know that delusional shit is going to slip in. You know it is.
It has to. Yeah.
Her attorneys are going to be like, you got to tone down that Jesus stuff. Like, seriously. You know they
hmm
will, but will she be able to?
No.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Right. Charles Manson tried representing himself, but the crazy showed up and they had to appoint attorneys. Yeah. And
Yep.
that could happen here too. It could. I mean, I will still be mildly surprised if she's still representing herself by the time this goes to trial.
Me too. Me too. But we shall see.
Yeah.
So,
So scripture dance off
Katie.
in real time? Probably. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, speaking of, we have a couple of really interesting things to go on. Are you ready to go on your stuff,
I
or
could
did
be
you want
ready
me to go?
soon. I just need to get a couple more things uploaded. I had a little bit of shenanigans with our system. So give
We
me
did.
1 second. I can.
Okay.
Oh, I did
Because
also
Katie's.
want to show you. Uh,
Oh,
so
what's
I'm
that?
working on Skelly, our Skelly and
Yes.
Skelly dog display for Christmas. I know it's already the 9th of December. It's our mom's birthday, by the way. So happy birthday in heaven to our mom. Uh, thought
This
about
is
that
it.
this morning. But anyway,
Mhm.
I have gotten one thing done, and it's this cute girl right here. This is Cindy Lou Who, Skelly style. Let me tell you how hard this wig was to work with. I, well, hard. That's how. Damn hard.
I'm impressed that you got the braids up there. That's pretty good.
There's wires in there and a lot of cursing and swearing and things, but there you go. That's Miss Cindy Lou Who. So hopefully we'll have the Grinch and Max done here in the next day or two, and I'll show them to you. But that's
Oh
what I
my
got.
goodness. That's pretty great.
She turned out pretty
I love
cute.
it.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. So, for me, as you know, probably by now, there's been a suspect arrested in the United Healthcare shooting. The United Healthcare CEO shooting, sorry, Brian Thompson.
Yes.
And the person that they have arrested is this kid right here. His name is Luigi Mangione. Let me double check
Yeah.
that last name. Pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is too.
Yeah, Mangione. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, he was eating lunch in Philadelphia, or not Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania today, and a worker there recognized him and called the police. And the police came and they asked him some questions. And he also had used a fake ID, showed them a fake ID. And that's this right here. And as it turns out, that's the same fake ID that he used at the hostel, Mark Rosario. So the police said when they asked him if he'd been in New York recently, he started shaking. They asked him why he used a fake ID, and he said he obviously shouldn't have. They took him into custody. He's actually already seen a judge, and now this is what they're working on. So he had on him, when he was searched by the local police, he was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs, a U.S. passport, a firearm and suppressor consistent with the one used in the murder. It's a ghost gun. It was a 3D printed gun that has the capability of firing a 9mm as well as a silencer. Uh, he also had a multi page handwritten document that they are calling the manifesto. They said in the manifesto he seems to have ill will towards corporate America. He rails against the healthcare industry and suggests that violence is the answer. Two of the quotes are, "These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." So they do think he worked alone, but I do want to tell you a little bit more about what we know about this kid so far. So let me get some of my notes up here. All right. He's an avid reader. He has read 295 books listed on Goodreads.
Mm.
Academically, he holds a master's and bachelor's in computer science from the University of Pennsylvania. He
Mm.
gained recognition as a valedictorian at Gilman School in Baltimore. He's very smart, very, very smart kid. His work
Mhm.
includes contributions to machine learning and robotics. He has a lot of projects on GitHub. He had a Facebook or a YouTube, and on YouTube he ran a video that said, "All is scheduled, be patient, bye for now."
Mm,
Let me get back to my notes here. Here's
yikes.
some of his books from Goodreads. Back in Control, a spine surgeon's roadmap of chronic pain. Healing back pain, the mind-body connection. Crooked, outwitting the back pain industry and getting on the road to recovery. Back Mechanic by Stuart McGill. And this picture was on his X account. Looks like he has a double fusion.
Hmm.
At 26, this kid's been through a lot of back pain. He's had
He
some
had
kind of an
a
injury.
surfing injury. Apparently,
He
he had a
lived
surfing
in
injury.
Honolulu apparently for a time. Yeah.
Hmm.
Is that why he's so angry with the healthcare industry? The police said they thought it was more about things that had happened to other family members. Maybe it's a compilation of things, but I thought this was pretty interesting.
Well,
Um,
he's also,
this
somebody,
is
I
the
saw
gun, by
somebody
the
point
way.
out today, oh wow, that he's 26, so he's rolled off his parents' insurance. That's another thing,
That's
is
the
that when a kid
thought.
turns 26, they're off their parents' insurance.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Um, he wrote a review to a book in on Goodreads. This was a book called Industrial Society and Its Future. And a couple of things that he wrote were of note. When all other forms of communication fail, violence is necessary to survive. You may not like his methods, but to see things from his perspective, and by the way, he was talking about the Unabomber.
Jesus.
You might not like, but to see things from his perspective, it's not terrorism, it's war and revolution. Fossil
Oh
fuel
my God.
companies actively suppress anything that stands in their way, and within a generation or two, it will be orbiting third from the sun. Oh, it will begin. That made no sense. It will begin costing human lives by greater and greater magnitudes until the Earth is just a flaming ball orbiting from third from the sun. Peaceful protest is outright ignored. Economic protest isn't possible in the current system. So, how long until we recognize that violence against those who lead us into such destruction is justified as self defense? These companies do not care about you or your kids or your grandkids. They have zero qualms about burning down the planet for a buck. So why should we have any qualms about burning them down to survive? We're animals just like everything else on the planet, except we've forgotten the law of the jungle and bend over for our overlords when any other animal would recognize the threat and fight to the death for their survival. Violence never solved anything is a statement uttered by cowards and predators.
Yikes.
Hard yikes,
And
right?
that's on a book written by Ted Kaczynski.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So obviously he's been arrested. He's still in Pennsylvania. They'll be extraditing him back to New York, of course, but that takes a minute.
It's wild to me that he had the gun, the fake ID, and the manifesto with him at
Right.
McDonald's. Like, what the hell?
Like
Like, he's
why?
had days to disappear. And why did he only get as far as Pennsylvania? And why is he packing that shit around with him? Like, that's,
It's hard to know. So he's the grandson of Nicholas Mangione. He's a prominent Baltimore real estate developer.
hmm.
His wife was a woman named Mary C. Mangione. She was a philanthropist that died last year. The Mangione family owns Lorien Health Systems, a nursing home chain in Maryland, and he
Yeah,
volunteered there for a time. That also is very, very interesting.
yeah. It is, because there's another healthcare connection.
Hmm.
But, I mean, what did he think this would accomplish? I mean, somebody else has already got that guy's job. Like, it's not going to
Yeah,
change anything.
right? Yeah. So here's the charges: one felony count of forgery, one felony count of carrying a firearm without a license, one misdemeanor count of tampering with records or identification, one misdemeanor count of possessing instruments of a crime, and one misdemeanor count of false identification to law enforcement authorities. That's just the charges in Pennsylvania. So then, of course, the murder charges will be coming. if they deem that he is the guy, which sure sounds like it. It is somewhat sus and fishy to me that he just had all this stuff and this just all came together just like this. Uh, but then
I
again,
know.
here we are. There's going to be so many conspiracy theories about this story that
Well, and the fact
probably
that
blow us out of the
he was
water.
caught this quickly, like it because this happened to a rich guy, you know, they jumped on this
Hmm.
so quickly. Like how many murders get this much attention?
Right.
I mean, it just proves the issue.
Hmm. Well, and the NYPD hit up, or Crime Stoppers hit up the ante to 50,000 uh, for information, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that it's gonna do what he thinks it's gonna do,
No. No.
you know?
No.
That company still had their shareholders meeting after that guy was murdered.
They walked
And
right
then they
past
came
where he
out and
died.
said, screw you guys, we're going to keep doing exactly what we do, and had a meeting with their employees and threatened all of them with termination if they talk to the press. Like,
Yeah.
they changed nothing.
Nothing at all. Yep. Yep. For sure. Yep. So that's what we know.
Mm.
There will be much more forthcoming, I'm sure, and there's probably going to be more out there, But there was a lot of information about him on the internet already. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, people immediately jumped into his socials and whatever was available before it all got pulled down, as usual. So,
Oh, yeah. His
yeah, the town
his
hall meeting was
socials are
wild.
all gone.
It was pretty much a fuck you guys. We're going to do whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care.
Yep.
It was gross and exactly what you would expect.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, every CEO is laying low, sure, but it's not changing
No.
actual policy.
Though I will say that Blue Cross Blue Shield had announced that they were going to put a cap on how many hours of anesthesia that they were going to be willing to pay for. And I think that came out the same day that Brian
It
Thompson was
did.
murdered. And by the next day, they were like, eh. So we've been thinking about that, and we're going to roll that back for now.
Yeah, but
Better be
they'll roll
forever.
it back for now,
Yeah.
but they'll still do it.
Yeah.
They still have a huge amount of power,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they know it.
Look, like Shannon said, I have United for insurance. My doc said 3 days before the shooting that United is worse than Medicaid and borders on criminal. Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
wild.
Yep. So here we are. But also more real wild New Yorker activity going on that you've got for us.
Oh gosh, you guys.
Yeah.
So the Daniel Penny trial. This is Daniel Penny. Just wrapped up. This is the man that Daniel Penny killed, Jordan Neely.
Hmm.
If you remember this, this happened on May 1st of 2023. And this happened on the F train in Manhattan. Daniel Penny was on that train headed to the gym, and Jordan Neely was also on the train. Jordan Neely was experiencing homelessness at the time. Jordan Neely had schizophrenia along with
Hmm.
other health issues. And he kind of started freaking out on the train.
Yeah.
He started yelling about needing food and needing something to drink. And then he kind of threw his jacket to the floor and was screaming.
Hmm.
So some people on the train felt that his behavior was threatening. It's
Hmm.
interesting because not all of the witnesses that saw this thought that what Jordan Neely was doing was threatening. Jordan Neely did not have a weapon,
No.
and he didn't actually harm anyone. He didn't even try to harm anyone. He was just freaking out,
Hmm.
having a mental health moment, right? So Daniel Penny, who had been in the military,
Hmm.
came up from came up behind Jordan Neely and with the help of a couple of other passengers, pinned him to the ground and pinned Neely to the ground and then put him in a chokehold. Jordan Neely was held in that chokehold for about 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And at about minute 5, he died and
Yeah.
his body went limp. So, um, the train stopped and people were able to get off. But even when the train stopped and people were able to get off, Daniel Penny did not let go of Jordan Neely. He was still choking him.
Mm-hmm.
He was waiting for the police to get there. I'm not sure for what. Jordan Neely didn't actually commit a crime.
No.
He was acting up on the train.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Daniel Penny said. Now, Daniel Penny also left um, and didn't stay around after
Mm-hmm.
the occurrence of this situation, and ended up having to turn himself in. So the police were looking for him for a
Yeah.
while, and he turned himself into the police, and he was eventually charged with second degree manslaughter. Because there was a lot of question here about why did Jordan Neely, what about his behavior warranted someone choking him literally to death?
To death. Yeah.
He could have been restrained,
Mm-hmm.
but why did the restraint include a chokehold? The medical examiner found that Jordan Neely did die of the chokehold, that he was choked to death.
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel Penny has been on trial
Yeah.
for this. And, the prosecutor said that he used too much force and for too long, and that he held him for nearly 6 minutes. And there's actual video
Right.
of Jordan Neely's death. Some
Yes.
passengers actually recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
They also argued that he could have released Neely after the passengers were able to get off the train, and he wasn't a threat to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they're like, why did this have to result in Jordan Neely's death? What did Jordan Neely do that warranted this level of restraint?
Yeah.
Um, the defense said that Daniel Penny acted to save subway riders from threatening behavior. Now, he didn't hurt anybody and he didn't have a weapon. They also said that he held on to him for as long as he did because he was waiting for police to take him into custody. Again, for what? I don't know. Um, they also insinuated that he didn't die of the chokehold. This is bizarre. They argued that schizophrenia, synthetic marijuana use, and sickle cell led to his death. Well,
So he just happened to die
schizophrenia
in
doesn't
Daniel
kill you.
Penny's chokehold?
Right. Schizophrenia doesn't kill you. Sickle cell doesn't choke you to death. And the medical examiner did an autopsy and did not find that he died of an overdose from synthetic marijuana. Right?
Right.
This seemed to me like, going into it, a pretty obvious case that this dude went way overboard in this situation and took this threat to be much bigger than it actually was,
Mm-hmm.
and, took this man's life. Well, last week, the jury deliberated for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They came back and told the judge they were really struggling, that they were afraid they were going to hang. So the prosecutor's office uh, dropped, asked the judge to drop the second degree manslaughter charge
Mm-hmm.
and drop it down to the, I can't, what was it? Hang on, I'll find it.
A lesser charge. Yeah.
It was a lesser charge. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. But they dropped it to a lesser charge.
Yeah.
Now, that's really concerning, okay? Because if a jury is saying they're hung, a judge has to be super careful in not encouraging them to come to a decision because that's what the judge wants, right? We've seen this happen before,
Mm-hmm. It does happen.
and
Yeah.
it does, and they have to be really careful. So when the when the prosecutor said, "Hey, we want to drop the top charge, maybe that'll help them," the defense was like, "Hold the fucking phone. Uh, you can't do that. That's going to give the jury the impression that you want them to come to this conclusion."
Yeah.
So the judge said they'd just add a jury instruction that says that the judge doesn't want them to come to any particular conclusion. But honestly, really, they asked for a hung jury, or not for a
Yeah.
hung jury, for a
A mistrial.
mistrial. God, I can't remember the word. Yeah, they wanted a mistrial. Wouldn't give it.
Mm-hmm.
And the jury came back today and they exonerated Daniel Penny of all
Mm-hmm.
wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And people are, there've been all kinds of protests going on outside this courtroom for
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Neely, for Daniel Penny. Like this
Oh
has
yeah.
been very heated,
Mm-hmm.
as it should be, honestly, as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
This is a scary situation, and just because someone is having a mental health issue, first of all, does not mean that they're committing a crime,
Right.
and does not mean that they need to be restrained to death.
Right.
It the jury, in finding him not guilty, has just told everyone that if someone's having a mental health emergency in front of you, just go ahead and choke them to death.
Yeah.
You're justified. This
When this
makes me
happened,
sick.
people really celebrated him. Not
Yes.
everyone, of course, but yeah, people have ever since this happened been calling Daniel Penny a hero. But yes, not everyone on that subway thought that Daniel Penny was a hero. Uh, some people did,
Yeah.
and it's true that when you're in an enclosed space like that and somebody has a frightening outburst, it's terrifying. It was
Oh,
very scary what he did, but the fact
yeah.
that he killed him is
Yeah.
just it's so shocking. It's so hard
If
for
you
me to
felt you needed to
understand.
restrain him, you could certainly have done that. He was not a very big guy, and he was hungry. He was
Mhm.
saying he was hungry and he needed a drink.
Mhm.
If somebody had just given him something, like Kathy said, didn't somebody have a pack of crackers or a water bottle or something to
Right?
give him? He was asking for help
Yeah.
and acting weird
Yeah.
because he has schizophrenia. It happens,
Yeah.
but it's terrifying to me that he's now been exonerated
Yeah.
because that is a message. Whether they want it to be a message or not, it is a message
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
okay to do things like this if you think someone's a threat.
Yep.
Not even everyone who witnessed this thought Jordan Neely was a threat.
Right.
He didn't hurt anybody. He didn't even try to hurt anybody, and he didn't have a weapon.
Yeah.
I I don't know. You can see that I am very much unhappy with this jury's decision.
Yeah.
It is not okay to think that somebody can take another person's life into their own hands like that. Trying to help people around you, fine, but you killed this man, Daniel Penny.
Mhm.
He's dead, and the medical examiner said that he died from being choked.
Yep.
Whatever this jury said, you still took his life.
Yep.
And for what?
Yeah.
Um,
So Jordan Neely
Jordan,
has already filed his
right, his
civil
family
suit.
has, yep, there's a civil suit filed.
Yep.
Um, Unfortunately, Jordan Neely's dad, Andre Zachary,
Mhm.
cursed in anger after he heard the verdict
Yeah.
and was forcibly removed from the courtroom.
Sure. Yep.
I mean, what about Jordan Neely's family?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? And right, Christy Petty was ex-military, and one of his, higher ups who taught him restraint, actually testified that he was taught to restrain the different ways that he was taught to restrain people. It was clear that Jordan or that Daniel Penny knew how to restrain somebody without choking them, that he had been taught that.
Yeah.
And some people have said that Daniel Penny had PTSD, and that's why some of this happened. I will tell you that they did not say that in court. That was not part of the defense.
Yeah.
Yes, and Jordan Neely did have schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just terrifying to me.
It is. It is. It's really sad and scary. All of it.
Yeah.
And nobody's saying that people should be terrorized on the subway either. You know?
No, but it doesn't have to be restrain someone and kill them or don't restrain them. Like there's a huge
Yeah.
gray area in the middle there.
Mhm.
And there were other people involved in initially
Yeah.
pinning him down. Like there were other people who could have been um, involved in restraining him if they felt they needed to.
Yeah.
But there was no reason to put him in a chokehold.
It also speaks
Why?
for right. It also speaks more for having more security, obviously, on hand on subways and in on trains and spaces like that as well. But
Right?
no, this boy did not deserve to die.
No, he didn't.
And people that are
He was
celebrating
asking
Daniel
for
Penny
food
as
and
some kind
water.
of a hero, that scares me of
He's
what could be
not.
coming. Yeah.
Jordan Neely was asking for food and water. He was saying he was hungry and thirsty.
Hmm.
Maybe treat him like a human being first?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
treat him like a human being first. This was unnecessary.
Yep.
And it's heartbreaking. It just is. And I
Yeah.
don't understand. And I'm not saying that Jordan Neely should go to, or that Daniel Penny should go to prison forever either. I
No.
realize that he was trying to help in the moment, but I think that we need to be very clear about
Yeah.
what is helping and what is way um,
Too far. Yep.
too far.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's a this is a very difficult one,
Yep.
but
And it's
but
true.
it's
It also opens up a much larger conversation about about mental health care in the US. And, we could talk about that all damn day, but here we are.
right. He may
Yep.
have been making threats on that train, but Little Biddle, he did not have a weapon. Sorry,
Little
he did
Biddle.
not have a weapon, and he did not actually harm anyone.
No.
So I think you got to be very careful about killing someone for their words.
Hmm. He didn't need to die.
No,
Period.
he didn't.
It's
This could
just
have been
the
dealt
whole
with in a
thing
way that
really
did not
sucks.
mean that he lost his life.
Yep.
Yeah, very sad.
Yep.
So anyway, that happened. And so he has now, Daniel Penny has now been exonerated.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that's everything that we've got for tonight.
Yep. Yep.
We will be back tomorrow
Yes.
with with a new show at 3
Mhm.
p.m. Mountain,
Mhm.
and we're all regular schedule this week, so we'll be here with everything. And go check out our songs once
Yeah.
the holiday is over and people have received their gifts. We may share some of them because they
Yeah.
are a lot of fun.
We'll ask your permission first, but we might just do a show of them because
Yeah,
it was really
yeah, it
fun.
would be really fun if it's
Mhm.
okay for people if people don't mind that we share them because honestly they're turning out great. And check that out. We'll put it in the show notes, the link for that over at Buy Me a Coffee, and
For sure.
we'll have a blast with it.
Oh yeah. Some of you guys were asking when the watch party is this month. It's on the 18th. So that'll be coming
Yes,
up. Not this Wednesday night, but the following.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think we have any clue yet what we're watching, so we'll figure that out.
No, we don't. Got to
Yeah,
work on that. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's everything. Don't forget, Lori Vallow is pro se. We're living in a world where Lori Vallow is defending herself, you guys. Talk about
That's correct.
alternate universe.
Yep.
Hey, so we'll keep you updated on that too.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you all very much. Thanks so much for being here, whether you're here live or after the fact. And you know it. We are the True Crime Squad.
Take care.